All right. So, Kelly, it's so great to have you here. And I just want to say thank you for your time to talk about the first year of the creative process immersion and what it's been like for you to be a part of that, how
Mhm,
it's impacted your creativity, your
mhm,
life, and also the community aspect of being in a
mhm,
group of
mhm.
20 people. So I'm just going to let you dive in with whatever you want to share for people who may be considering this program in the future.
It's great to be here with you too, Diane, to actually have this opportunity to discuss the creative process immersion class that I joined in February. When this came along in February, I think that when it presented itself in winter time, I was looking for something to do for myself, something that I could really grab hold of that was just for me, and to continue to express myself creatively because I had taken that earlier class of yours with the art journaling. And I needed to get back into it because I couldn't do it on my own. Because your prompts and how you teach are so important. I needed something to grab onto that was just mine. Plus, with the pandemic, loss of community and loss of meeting and being with other like minded people and art exploration and self exploration was all appealing to me. And that's when I knew I had to pick up the phone to my best friend from fifth grade that lives in Charlottesville, Virginia. And I said, "You have got to do this also because you want to meet Diane and you want to be led through what she's going to lead us through because she's going to lead us through a lot and we need to be there." And then I guess to answer the question of what has it done for me creatively, it has allowed me to express myself in a way that I wouldn't have typically expressed myself and think about things ways I wouldn't have thought about. Here's another really big takeaway is that it has taught me that there is none of my art is wrong. It's not wrong. I might not like it. You can paint over it. You learn that, but you also learn that stick with it and you'll learn. Stick with it and you'll learn that. And so with that nothing wrong attitude, nothing is wrong about how I do my garden. That's huge. Well, the three modalities all work together because we are body, mind, spirit. And I definitely believe that. And then sometimes because of that physicality of like, okay, just shake it off or priming yourself to get ready to paint by getting in touch with yourself so that maybe a vision can move through you and now you're going to put it on paper and then there's this rush and there's this thrill of oh my gosh, that physicality of warming up, it's key. And the writing and your timed writings and your prompt, if you knew me, you'd know dot dot dot. Whoa, that still is with me because it's so big. What CPI does is it gets all those stirrings to come forward. And your seven pillars, according to Diane, are magnificent because it's not what you would think about. When I describe the class, and it's like, so it's based on these seven pillars that we examine each month. And it's like, oh, what are the pillars? And sometimes people are like, oh, it's not about, getting things done and being this and being that. It's like, yeah, no. It's like, oh, I've had people say, oh, I wouldn't have thought of that. And it's like, well, I wouldn't have either. Those pillars are what we need to be thinking about because it's a crazy world out there, people. Developing of ourselves. And what I love hearing you always take the CPI back to is the number one thing we're creating for ourselves is our life. The CPI process and creating my life for myself and the impact that that's had I hadn't really thought about what I'm creating for myself, but I know that I have. I just didn't know that I was doing it. And so now I'm doing it with intention, but with the creative process and that continual reminder of how I want to live my life. I want to be the person that is nice to the person in the checkout line. But you have to be able to dive deep. Being in the Zoom classes and an online community has been super easy. You're at home or at a coffee shop or wherever you choose to be. That makes it really easy. When you weren't here for that month, we had this desire. There was this desire to, oh, but let's still get together and talk. That was pretty huge. I think that that's an incredible tribute to you, Diane, that you have formed this community that even without you being there, we wanted to be there. That's powerful. And it is a place where I do think that people feel safe. It's an opportunity for people to really lay it out there for what's going on. And they know that it's safe and they know that other people are going through the same thing, types of things with life. So why you would want to take this creative process immersion class and to really dive in, it is a place to dive in, to morph yourself. It's not like it's a 8-week class. It's your own independent thing, and you never even have to leave your house. And you make these relationships with these other people, and it's your own self-discovery, self-exploration, self-creativity, and where you can ponder you being you and ask yourself sometimes those hard questions to open your eyes to see maybe what can you be? What can you be? Again, Diane, I can't say enough about you and your ability to tap into and be there as our fearless leader for people to realize that this is a safe place, and you've made it that. You alone have made it that safe space.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.